Alright everybody, welcome back to another video, and today we're going to be making this fishing lure. It's going to have a lip here and all different kinds of cool patterns and different coloration with it. And hang in with me there because my voice is a little scratchy. I do have a cold, but that shouldn't stop us. So I'll also put the tag of the guy that made this here on Instagram. I saw that was a really cool looking lure, so might as well make it. So let's get started. So I was going to base this lure completely off of the pictures that I saw Custom Garage Lures make on Instagram, but I decided to take the body structure that he made and use my own twist of the paint job that I added with different big fish kind of scales and patterns, and as you guys will see as I paint it in this video. So with that being said, I hope you enjoy the rest of it. Alright, so here's the basic shape after using the Dremel a little bit. I just add a little bit of detail, and with that little bump there on the bottom, I want to go for a little bit of a different shape. And I've never made one with that kind of bump. I know I see a lot. I'm not sure what it's called, but I've seen a lot of people do stuff like that with different kind of fish and kind of detail and body structure. It looks pretty neat. So I did that, and now next step is to take our stencil here, cut off that area where you see that gills structure, and then we would also mark that on this lure and then use the Dremel to mark that out. So you guys get to see that, and then we can get on to the lip, the hardware, and all the other good stuff. So there it is. Alright guys, so here's the lure all finished up and ready to be painted. I added the eye sockets on both sides. I made them a little bigger just because I wanted to see what it looked like, and I think it'd be pretty cool to have bigger eyes on it. And these are going to be silver eyes because I figured out that it's going to be a bit of debating, but I figured out that I want to do kind of a blue silver kind of bait fish kind of look. And I have a bunch of different meshes here that I want to try out and see how they work and get a cool looking realistic pattern. So I also added a little bit more lead in the back here just in that section. Somebody told me that the best action for a jerkbait kind of lure, jerk or crank, is to have a little bit of weight right behind the middle hook hanger and then also some in the middle. So test it out, see if it works, and that's what it's looking like so far. So now it's time to get painted, and we're going to be using some, like always, Createx Pro Eyes Blue. We also have some brown here for the fins and a little bit of detailing, and then also some black here and also white. White's going to be the base coat, and then we also have Pro Eyes White for some more scales. So I might throw in a little bit more colors, maybe some orange or different, more diluted colors, but we'll see how it goes. So let's get started. So there's the gold scales, end up looking really cool. All this mesh is just things I found around the house, and this is actually the water bottle holder on my old backpack. It's the avocado mesh that you get from the store, and like a bag of avocados. This is just a bag that I got, and then this one is my favorite. I've used it on a bunch of them, a bunch of different lures, and this is actually from like one of those aquarium fish nets that you use to scoop out the fish. That's what that's from. You just cut that off and then use that for mesh. So that's what I use for this part here. Ended up really cool. And on the back, so I'm gonna do obviously scales on both sides. So I'm gonna do some gold. I'm gonna do some gold on the top right here, and then probably some silver on the bottom. And that blue and that black and those bigger scales are just kind of undertones. And basically, all I did for that was spray towards the head with the white, and then spray towards the back with the tail end with the black. And then I used that avocado mesh for that. So thought that ended up looking really cool. I've never used that gold before actually, and I'm definitely going to use it again because that looks really neat. So there it is, and let's finish it up. So I just added some blue on the top just to kind of fix everything up, and I kind of oversprayed a little bit on purpose and kind of made this really cool like rainbowy green aqua effect with that gold. So that's really cool. I think it's ended up really neat, and I'll get you guys a bunch better pictures and videos once it's all dry and put together, obviously, but I think it turned out really cool. So still have a couple of details to do, like the fins, and then should add the eyes, and then should be all done. So there it is. Alright, so with this lure, it does not sink. It has a a cool bob down like that when you drop it or cast it in the water. I definitely think it'll have a cool action because as you can see there, it is floating the correct way. I'd probably say there's about, I don't know, a quarter of an inch at the top, so it's floating, but that's the best way it could float. And I kind of like when my own lures float because then, in case I do snap off for some weird reason, I can always go retrieve it, and I know exactly where it is. So that's a pretty cool aspect of it. And I'd probably say with this lip, it could dive maybe to 3 feet. That's my guess, but could be wrong. Only one way to find out, and that's in the spring and summertime. So can't wait to do that. Here it is, finished product. It was definitely a ton of fun to make, and I hope you guys enjoyed the video as much as I did. Making this was definitely interesting and cool to see the different things I've never used before. I tried stenciling on these side fins for the first time for those spines, and I thought that had a cool realistic touch. The gold scales, I think, added a cool bait fish looking texture to it. Those bigger scales in the back with that avocado mesh, definitely fun to experiment with. And make sure you guys keep all these lures in mind that I make during the wintertime, because during the spring and summer, I'm going to be fishing with all of them. And I want to fish with the lures that you guys want to see me fish with. I want to catch some fish with some lures that you guys have seen the process of. So make sure that you keep all these in mind. And I'm going to do a poll at the end of the winter to make sure that that happens. So again, thank you guys so much. And also thank you for 100 subscribers. That's pretty awesome. I just started this YouTube channel to kind of see my progress for like a personal reason, to look back and see how I advance in making lures, because I thought it was a fun hobby to do. And 100 subscribers, that's awesome. So I'm so excited for the future, and thank you guys so much for watching, and we'll see you next one.